If you want to see how I created this neutral mauve look using the Colored Rain Cheers to Beauty palette, then definitely keep watching, and I will see you in my next video. And thank you for subscribing to all 101 of you, and I will see you in the next video. And I hope that you new viewers on my channel also decide to subscribe and also click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload videos. And I will see you in the next video. Hello once again, and welcome to my channel. I decided to do a voiceover because I had my fan on during the video, so I figured a voiceover would work. And I haven't shown my cover up in a while, so I decided to show you how I cover up my scar. I'm using the Anastasia contour kit in Deep, and I'm going in with that orange shade, which is a color corrector, and I'm just going over my darkest spot on my forehead, and I'm lightly tapping it in with my finger because the warmth from my body warms up the product and it blends in nicely. Next, the concealer that I use is the Tarte Shape Tape, and it is in the shade Deep. I prefer this on my forehead than I do on my face because I do feel like it's very drying, so I don't use the Tarte Shape Tape too often under my eyes, but I do use it on my forehead. And it's very complementary to my skin tone, and it blends out very nicely. Can't talk today. So the brush that I'm using is the NYX concealer brush, and I'm just using that to blend out the concealer, lightly tapping around. And as you can see where I put the color corrector, I went over that with the concealer last, just in case it wasn't dry enough. Okay, so the struggle is real with my brows. I'm going in with the NYX eyebrow pencil in Espresso. And today was a really bad brow day for me. I just could not get my brows right. So now I'm going in with the Benefit Brow in number 5. That NYX just wasn't pigmented enough for me. So now I'm using the brush that comes with the Benefit Brow. And that didn't work too well for me, so then I went in with my regular brow brush, and I'm just carving out the top part of my brows with that same concealer that I use on my forehead. Now we have a new product. I'm using the Plouise base in Rumor 3. So here I am going to actually slow down the video. This is my first time opening it, and I'm trying to get product out, squeezing very hard, and you can see how far I had to squeeze that product just to get some out. And for $25 including shipping, it's not very much in that tube. So I am using that Plouise base to carve out my brows, and I'm also going to use that again to bring it down onto my lid in preparation for my eyeshadow. And I am tapping the product on, and I'm using my Morphe M173 brush just to blend out the base. So now we're up close and personal. I wanted to come in a little closer just to show you the eyeshadow, and I am using the Colored Rain Cheers to Beauty palette. And these colors are absolutely gorgeous, super duper pigmented. I actually love this palette. So I'm going on with this first shade called Poker Room. Now that shade is very close to the base color that I'm using, but just a tad bit darker, but it's a good transition just to begin with on your eyes. And I'm blending that out with a M504 brush. Next, I'm going to highlight my brow bone with that huge highlighter shade there. And I'm going in with this mauve color. And that was more pigmented than I thought it would be. It looks a little lighter in the pan, but it's actually darker. So this, I'm using a clean blending brush just to blend out that shade, just to soften it up a little bit because it's very, very harsh. Next, I'm going in with this kind of orangey tone shade, which is called Vintage Feels, and I should have went in with that shade before that mauve shade, but it's okay. The look does work out in the end, and that orange shade Vintage Feels is very, very pigmented. So next I am using this deep gorgeous red shade. Oh my goodness, I love this shade. So I'm just going back and forth and blending it out, and also going back in with Vintage Feels with the blending brush just to make sure all the shades are blended out on my lids. So now I'm using this gold shade called Nightingale, and I didn't like the way that that highlighter was on my brow bone. I thought it was ashy, so I just went in with that. And then I'm going in with this nude shade called Powder Room, and I just wanted to do like an all matte look, keep it very neutral, very nude. And now I'm just going back in with that bright red shade just to define the crease with a smudger brush, and then I go back in with a pencil brush just to blend it out. So I'm going back and forth with two brushes. So for foundation, I am using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation in 340 Cappuccino. And I'm also using another new product on my channel, which is this Sonia Kashuk blending sponge, and I love this sponge. I love the way that my makeup looks. It looks very airbrushed. And for concealer, I'm using the ColourPop Dark 42 concealer. I wanted to keep my my highlight very toned down and very close to my skin tone, so Dark 42 would do the job. And once again, the Sacha Buttercup setting powder to set that concealer. Also carving out my cheekbones with the setting powder as well. And to set the rest of my face, I'm using the ColourPop setting powder in medium deep. And for bronzer, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in Mahogany, and I'm also using it to carve out my nose. And I didn't show that clip, but I did use my NYX No Filter setting powder, well, finishing powder as well. And for blush, I'm using my Juvia's Place blush in Serafina. I'm loving these blushes from Juvia's Place. I can't wait for her to come out with some more. And I'm also going in with my MAC Studio Finish, what is this, setting powder, just to set under my eyes again, because I do like that it gives me a flawless finish. And for highlighter, I'm using the Morphe highlighter in Extra, and I do love the way that this makes my skin look as well. So going back to the eyes, I'm using that deep red shade that I used on my lid under my bottom lash line. And just to add a pop of shimmer to my inner tear duct, I am using the Morphe highlighter in Extra, the same one that I used on my face. And to set the rest of my face, I'm using my Milani Make It Last setting spray. And with the Morphe setting spray.
Hey!